Well, welcome to the Coach Lifter for Session 2. This session is titled Connect with One Another. In your role as a coach, your number one mission is to be able to minister to the hearts and lives of the people in your group. Now, not just to the group leaders, but also to look beyond the eyes of the leader into the hearts of the members in each one of their groups. Bill Hybels once spoke to a gathering at Willow Creek of about 4,000 leaders, and he said this to them: "You are building the heart of this church." He was so grateful and so excited about the fact that there were so many people there willing to invest into the heart of the church. You see, Jesus gave His life. He spread His arms and shed His blood for the body of Christ, for every one of us. He also promised that He would be with us and shepherd us. So you just need to give them a picture in this particular training session that God is there and He wants them to be connected with one another. To what functionally is the body of Christ, it's also the family, the spiritual family of the future, small group communities, to help them not do life alone, but do life together. Now, a couple of things that you cannot pass to others, something that you don't personally possess yourself. Let me say that again. You can't pass to others that which you don't possess yourself. If you don't have that sense of community yourself, it's hard to pass it on to them. So share out of your own stories, out of your own struggles too, to try to create the one another communities that you long for. Let me encourage you to gather a circle of community leaders or coaches or core members that you can cultivate and model this for, because what you will do will trickle down over time into each one of the hearts and lives of the members in those groups. Here are a couple of practical things. Do something experiential, some sort of activity to try to help them get it. Okay? In this session, the exercise is the 5 circles. To have them walk through the 5 circles. Share with them your 5 circles. I used to share in the Sunday morning service with my wife sitting next to me filling out our 5 circles, how I put a name down. She said, "No way, that'll never work." And I said, "Yes way. How do you invite them and not them?" And ultimately, I brought this one couple, and it was a disaster at first and turned out to be a wonderful gift. But you need to share those kinds of stories to help your people, in a sense, get it. That's true with communion and all kinds of other things down the way. Okay, but you cannot expect the church to give names to all the people and not to be able to have people take ownership, to be able to dream about who God is longing for them to connect with, who they might be able to do life together with. And what you could do in that first session, as you meet with them, is to talk about the people in those circles and then ask about where they are in that spiritual journey. Okay, now, the other one is to model shared ownership. If you were doing this training by yourself, shame on you, okay? You're not having the coaches, the other community leaders participate. You are not going to model for them what you hope they will go model with their people. For instance, don't just have the training centrally in a classroom. Have the training offered in homes, out in the community, for the community with these new little hosts. Whether they're a gathering of 5 leaders, as I said, or 50 leaders, doesn't matter. Pack them all in. It'll make a more exciting place for them to learn and grow, and just let the DVD, in a sense, do the talking. It's the whole environment, from the smells when they walk in the room, with the lights in the background, from the music playing, so they can experience what it looks like to have people welcome them, have worship music playing, as I said, hug them goodbye, hug them hello, make sure you send them in with a great cup of coffee or a great refreshments of one sort or another. The bottom line is how you facilitate that discussion is how they'll do the same. Now, when they gather, as we're doing in the training, make sure they get into small groups of 3 or 4. Don't let a whole table or a whole circle of 8 people talk, because then they'll see what it means to be in a smaller circle. You've got to model that which you want your people to do in order to try to have them replicate that. Okay, next is a span of care. There are different ways to do span of care. The beauty of the DVD and the technology like email is that it's a tool, it's simply a resource to be able to help coaches, ordinary people like you and like me, be able to have a more extraordinary experience when they go out in the living room. Okay? So it's a great chance for them to be able to see how they could just go do something, and it's transferable to ordinary people just by having a DVD player in a living room, in the same way the Doing Life Together series works. Last, know this, that He who began a good work in you, whether you are a leader or a member or a coach or a senior pastor,